He got a great win over Sergei Pavlovich, got back in the winner's circle. It was a hell of a performance. He joins us now on the hotline. The Reem is here, Alistair Overeem. Hi, Alistair. How are you?
Yo, the Reem. I'm good, man. I'm good. I just got back to Holland. Always good to be back here, family time. And, life is good.
Well, be honest, Alistair. How good did that win feel? It seemed like it really meant a lot to you.
Well, it definitely meant a lot, and it was also needed, right? 2 devastating losses. I don't know. I can't, I always put my heart and soul in every camp, and then when you lose, it's like, hey, this is not good, and then you lose again. Doesn't happen too often in my career, but that definitely does wake you up, and then things must change, right? You can't really lose three in a row. And then the other thing was, against an up-and-coming guy, undefeated, very hungry, one of the young lions coming up. So, yeah, in the end, every fight is 50-50. Every fight, there's the X factor. But, we had to pull it out. We had to pull the trigger, and we did.
You know what was interesting to me, Alistair? I was just saying it. Dude, you looked, your movement was good. You were throwing shots like you weren't gun shy at all. You were, the ground and pound was tremendous. Like, there was no sign of a drop-off. Were you worried after the Curtis Blaydes fight? Did you ever question yourself about whether you could still do it?
Well, what I do after a loss is to kind of always analyze everything. And after the Curtis fight, actually already at the Francis fight, I detected a couple of things that was not right. At the Curtis fight, it got confirmed, but there were a couple of other things as well not right. And I believe I addressed them all. And then you come back stronger, right? And that showed.
No, it absolutely did. Did you know a lot about your opponent, Sergei Pavlovich?
Didn't know anything till I heard the name. And, you kind of go off on what's on the internet, right? So on the internet, it was not entirely accurate because it stated he was like 235 and he was like 6'1" or 6'2". So I was like, that's strange, like it's like actually a light heavyweight guy. Okay, he's undefeated. You YouTube a little bit, you see some fights. But I wanted to fight. I wanted to be on the Beijing card. That actually initially was my wish because Curtis was going to be on that card, and I thought, hey, that's going to be good because I just had joined Curtis' team Elevation, great guys, by the way. And I thought if we can share that card, that'll be quality time, and we'll be in camp together, and then that'll just be good. Then I didn't hear anything, and I thought that was not going to happen. But then UFC contacted me and said, yeah, we got a fight. It was like 4 weeks before or something, 3.5 weeks before. You can fight this up-and-coming guy. I had to YouTube him, I had to Google him. Had no idea. But, wanted to fight. Felt the chemistry was there. And also China, right? China's a huge country, huge market. Hadn't fought in China before. I'd only been there once before during a UFC PR tour. But it was always, I love Asia. I love going there. I love the people. So I definitely wanted that in my career, yeah.
How did you get hooked up with Elevation Fight Team?
So that's actually a little bit of a funny story. I was actually talking to Curtis after his win over Mark Hunt. I ran into him in the hotel in Australia. I think it was Perth. And we were talking a little bit because, I'm running short of sparring partners. And we're talking to him. He said, hey, let's film together. Why not? And he said, oh, yeah, sure. So I'll shoot you a message. Okay, then what happened was our fight got announced, me and Curtis Blaydes. So we stopped talking. Previously, we had sent a couple of messages back and forth. So then our fight got announced and stopped talking. The fight happened. And then after the fight, I was like, you know what? We didn't do good. We need to make some changes. Let me figure out the gym situation. And I just hit him up. And initially, this is also funny. Initially, I thought he was training in Liddell. So I was talking to Dwayne about going there, and I was talking to some other coaches as well, but nobody from Team Elevation. So right before I got on the plane, I texted Curtis. I said, hey, I'm going to be in town. You still open to train? He said, yeah, sure. I'll send you the address. So I was in Denver. And he texted me the address. We're going to be training here and here at so-and-so time. So I just showed up, and it was Team Elevation. I had never heard about the team before, and I didn't know the coaches, didn't know who was in there. But and they were like looking at me straight, like, what is he doing here? Just walking in there with his training gear. And yeah, that was the beginning, but I just loved it. I loved the team energy. I loved the chemistry. I loved the coaches. And I actually never left.
That's crazy. So was it sounds like you and Curtis are like good training partners. How would you characterize your relationship with him?
Now, he's a gentleman. You know, in my 25 years of training, I've trained with all kinds of fighters, athletes, stars, all kinds. And yeah, Curtis is a hard worker and a nice guy, nice kid. I mean, obviously he's a little bit younger, but he's, you know, I there's no ego between us. We fought. He was the better man, and I just accepted it. And as a mixed martial artist, I just wanted to improve my craft. And I think he was open to the idea. I never felt any bad fight from him at all. And yeah, I appreciate him for that as well. You know, because you know, in my 25 years, I've trained with all kinds of fighters, all kinds of. Sometimes it's jealousy, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes you just don't vibe. But with Curtis, it vibed instantly. So yeah, I just felt instantly at home, and I'm liking it a lot, actually.
So is it going to be the new? I know you have your own team as well. So like a lot of the Dutch guys around you. But is this going to be your North American training hub going forward?
Well, actually, when I decided to join the new team, I mean, I flew in indeed some guys from Europe, so a couple of guys from Holland and from Sweden. But I said I'm going to go in a little bit different direction. That's also because of Team Elevation, that everything is there, right? And yeah, why would you fly in extra guys and have extra expenses to? Yeah, I thought, and I also wanted to go alone because I thought if I fly in my group of guys, my crew, even if it's like 2 or 3 guys, you kind of create a group within a group. I wanted to avoid that. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go by myself. I'll make friends again. And I think that approach paid off in this one.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, Alistair, you looked great. I mean, yes, you fought a guy who was relatively inexperienced, but just in terms of your body language, you seemed completely dialed in. Now, what was interesting to me was afterwards, you went on social media and you called a few folks out. Let's start with it. Which fight do you want more? Hot Balls Derrick Lewis or Francis Ngannou?
I have to go for Hot Balls.
Now, why is that?
Derrick Lewis. Well, okay, so we haven't fought before, and he's ranked higher. He's just ranked higher. You know, I definitely have a score to settle with Francis, and I have no doubt that undoubtedly that will happen in the future sometime. But to me, Derrick Lewis is more appealing because of those 2 reasons. I haven't fought him before, that's number one, and he's higher ranked.
Now, aside from the fact you haven't fought him before and he's higher ranked, what do you make of him as a fighter, as an opponent?
Well, he's a strong guy. He's a heavy hitter. But I'm sure I can put him away. I am going to put him away. We fight, I will put him away 100%.
What did you make of his last couple of fights, particularly the Volkov fight?
Well, the Volkov fight was very interesting because he was losing, but he was not really in any damage of being knocked out or submitted. So he was just losing on points, and then in the end he pulled the trigger right, and he came back with that amazing flurry. Yeah, the other fights, I don't know, you know, he's a guy, you know, if he hits you, you're in trouble. But other than that, he doesn't really have anything on you, right? Strong, but no submission game, and Cormier kind of exposed him a little bit. But, yeah, that's the only thing. Don't get hit by him. That's his only thing. Don't get hit.
Now, with Francis, what did you make of his performance? Because, you know, he did land a big shot on Curtis. You could maybe argue the fight was stopped a little bit early, but he did look to be, I don't know, recovered from the last 2 losses. What did you see?
Well, I thought the fight got stopped too early, considering a main event too, right? Because my guy, I hit him like 5-6 times. And, Yeah, what was it? Curtis got hit once on the back of the head, and I think like twice, and then it's quit it already. So I don't know. But, yeah, seems like a little reinvigorated, needed to come back as well, right? After 2 losses, you got to do something, you got to change something. So he looked good. He looked strong. He looked fit. He looked like he always did.
What did you make of his performance against Derrick Lewis, right? Because he had the bad loss to Stipe. Okay, right? Stipe was the better guy. And then he came out just lifeless against Derrick Lewis. As a fighter, when you see that, what do you see?
The word lackluster. It was a lackluster performance against Derrick Lewis. And, yeah, I don't know, man. As a fighter, of course, you can sometimes not have your day. I've had that too. And that just happens, man. And then it all depends on what do you do after. How do you come back from that?
You know what's interesting about you, Alistair? I've been watching your career for a long time.
Yeah.
You don't ever get too high with a great win. You definitely celebrate. You definitely enjoy it. But you don't get too high. And you don't seem to get too low with the losses either. Now, you've had way more wins, of course. But you never seem to let one performance or the other dictate the next one by and large. So the basic question is, how on earth do you do that? Because a lot of guys can't seem to manage it.
Yeah, that's actually, you're not asking something about my character. Okay, so I'll explain something. When I play let's say I play a video game, and I really like that video game, and we're playing FIFA, for example. That's like one of the games I play a lot with my buddies. And if I lose again, I just want to play again. I don't have any emotions. I just want to play again. And every time I want to be better until I beat you. There's no emotions. There's no throwing the joysticks. I don't get sad. I just want to play again. And I think I have that same mentality with fighting. When I lose, of course I'm bummed. Of course I'm this, that. And in the last 2 fights were bad losses. Right? I have fucking 16 stitches, banged up. But I just want to go again. But there needs to be some changes first, because you're not gonna go in the same. You need to build your confidence too, and confidence is not being built, but in the same stuff that didn't work out in the first place. So you make some changes and then you hit it again.
That's a super interesting answer. By the way, not in the video game, but in real life, do you have a soccer team, Alistair?
The Dutch national team, and they're actually on the roll again now.
Oh, the Orange?
The Orange. We had a couple of bad years, and that's why I used to walk out in Orange, right, back in the Pride days.
Yes.
We used to walk out a lot in Orange, so that was like in support of the Dutch soccer team. And they did great in 2010, second place. They did great in 2014. There was third place. And then they kind of had a little dip. But it seems now in the last 6 months they're coming back up again. So very proud of those guys.
Yeah, they're actually they're pretty good. And I'm a big fan of Arjen Robben. He's actually not too bad. So
yeah,
just a personal.
He's actually not in the team ananymore. He's not in the team anymore. He retired from the Dutch national team. But
he's old, but he still plays for Bayern.
Yeah,
he still plays for Bayern.
Yeah.
All right, Alistair. So let's talk about this. When do you think you could get back in? Because that was a long flight, I guess. But man, that was a pretty quick fight.
Long flight. It was a great experience to be in China and Beijing. And yeah, we'll head back to Denver in a couple of weeks. Back to training. First, for now, family time. Right, my granny is 103 years old.
Wow!
Every opportunity I get, I go back to Holland and I go visit her, because any moment can be the last, right? Yeah, she's 103. She was born in 1915, during the First World War. So she's kind of been through everything. And I try to cherish the moments that we have still as much as possible. And then, of course, my 3 daughters are all based in Holland. So I try to go back as often as I can. I'm here now. I'm going to be here a couple of weeks, and then I'll head back to Denver, back to training.
That's a
really good camp. Yeah.
Very quickly, what is your grandmother's secret to health?
Well, all right. So the funny thing is, she was living independent till 98 years old. So she lived by herself. She cooked her own food. And then in the last 5 years, she now lives in a very small unit. It's like 6 people, and there's like 2 caretakers for them. But now people cook for her, and now she's kind of been taken care of. But she lived independent till 98 years old. So I think that is one of the main things, right? To be independent, cook your own food, cook organic, eat organic. Yeah.
Did you, by the way, see Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz fight over the weekend?
So I saw the finish only. Actually, I did see the fight. Yeah.
What did you make of it?
Yeah. So I saw the fight, and I thought Tito looked really good. I don't think he looked really good. He looked strong. He put strong bombs, and I think Chuck didn't look too good, to be honest. I thought Chuck didn't look too good in the pre-workout videos as well. Of course, social media, you see everything. I just thought he didn't look good. Yeah. I have to be honest about that.
Yeah. And by the way, what is your secret to longevity? Because here you are at 38 years old, still looking pretty spry, ready to rock in a very, very, long, decorated career.
Yeah. So I kind of always eat healthy. I always go to bed on time. I don't party. I have an excellent physical therapist team. They massage my body and stretch and this and that. Yeah, that's it, I guess, right? I guess I've good genes from grandma. 103 is still going strong. So, no, but, in the end, you have to take good care of yourself. And I don't know. I've also been training for 25 years, basically. Always dieting, always training. Of course, I had my moments, partying here and there, but never really crazy. I never did it that often, right? I always had fights, upcoming fights. So I don't know what the other fighters' lifestyles are, but mine has been pretty dedicated, and I think that's where my longevity comes from.
Well, it was a hell of a win. Congratulations, Alistair. I know this win means a lot to you, and it should. You look tremendous, and I wish you nothing but the best, and enjoy 2 weeks in Holland when we can't wait to see what's next.
Luke Thomas, thanks for your call, and hot balls, let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go, so let's get some hot balls.
Okay. Thank you, Alistair. I appreciate it.